we're going to get things kicked off here because this is a little bit of an important story to cover with Lightyear. Lightyear came out this past weekend. It's got 76% certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes at the moment. But Lightyear lost out the box office to $51 million. It's second place. It got beat out by Jurassic World, which is kind of crazy for a massive Pixar movie, brand new, to come out and lose. It's a kids movie. It's the first kids movie in a few weeks. And it kind of flopped is a strong word, but flop is the word I'm going to use. Pixar had put out their last 3 movies on Disney Plus. This was the first movie to come out. But it's interesting to me because I think it failed for many reasons. But Ed, why do you think it failed? I'll let you go first on this one.
Okay, I want to make this clear. We both haven't seen the film. I haven't seen it. So
I have no interest in seeing it.
This is all me
which
either.
is part of the problem.
Right, exactly. But if I were to postulate how this failed, quote unquote, I think it's just what you said, and it's the same reason that I haven't seen it. It's because I don't think the marketing garnered enough care out of people to go watch it. Also, no one asked for it. No one really was gunning for a Lightyear solo film. No one was asking for it. And then 2, yes, of course you have it up against Jurassic World Dominion, which even though the movie, spoiler alert, sucks ass, it was always going to make a buttload of money because those movies always do. So to go up against a humongous IP like that versus a Toy Story is a huge IP, but when you're singling out a character that is popular, but no one's was really wanting to see, that's tough. That's a tough sell. And then I think that's what it is. Honestly, I really think that's a lot of it. How about you? Is there something I'm missing there that
I think there's a lot of reasons why this movie failed. I think the marketing was terrible for this film.
I agree.
There was not one trailer where I was like, whoa, that's really cool. Like with Churning Red, which we both agree was a fantastic Pixar film earlier this year. It was great marketing. It was great. Just like it looked like a fun story that it was really going to be, and it was new, it was fresh, it was original. We hadn't seen that yet, so it was exciting, right? Even with like Pixar's Luca was at least an original story that was like, oh yeah, I'll watch that on Disney Plus. This, kind of just didn't have any of that. 2, the plot or the idea of the story was insanely confusing. It's the movie that Andy goes sees that makes him love Buzz Lightyear. That's the story. It's the movie within the movie universe. That's what gets us.
And that's actually where I think the marketing really failed. Is that, I mean, when you write it out and put it on paper like that, it sounds interesting, but it is a little confusing. I was surprised they never showed a piece of marketing that showed Andy watching it or like seeing it on the TV, seeing it in the perspective of the Toy Story world that we know. Mm-hmm. I was surprised to not see any sort of marketing in that sense, which I don't know if that would have helped necessarily. I think it would have, though, just to remember this is the thing you love. This is a part of that kind of. Exactly. We're actually showing you another. It's like a multiverse almost. Like it's another world within the world. Like that's cool. They did not, I think, properly go about it in that way and use it to its full potential. So I think that's what was part of it, maybe. Yeah.
Right. And there's a couple other things that I think kind of contributed to the movie struggling a little bit more than they expected. I do think the casting of Chris Evans over Tim Allen did hurt the film. I know a lot of people. Obviously, it makes sense. Supposedly, this movie has 3 post-credit scenes, and it has a shocking ending twist.
Oh, really?
It's clearly, supposedly, that there's a twist.
Do you know what it is? Can we look it up? Because I'm not going to watch it. So
I do know what it is. Yes. You want me to tell you?
Oh, yeah, hell yeah! I want to know.
Zurg is a future version of Buzz.
Buzz? No.
He's a future version of Buzz. Because I looked it all up because I was like, well, it could be so good.
Okay. So that's like official, like canon within the
Now.
toys.
Yeah, that should
So
be canon within the
Zurg
toys.
is
Well,
Buzz.
yeah, but in Toy Story 2, Zurg says, "Buzz, I am your father."
I'm your father. Yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of ruins that a little bit, but whatever.
That was always meant for as a joke, right?
Right, it was
I
always
don't know
meant
if
for as a
that's- okay.
joke, like a Star Wars joke,
Oh,
right?
but Zurg is a future Buzz.
He's a future Buzz that is
We've heard
also
this
trying to
before.
make things right or something like that. But yeah, I do think that like a lot of people, I understand why you cast Chris Evans, right? You want younger audiences to go see it, but in doing so, like a lot of people our age who grew up with Buzz Lightyear, and I was a giant Buzz Lightyear fan. I've said on this,
I remember.
I've said on this podcast, I
I
have
was
a
dead surprised.
yeah, I have a bunch of Buzz Lightyear toys and boxes back in El Paso. So yeah, it for them to recast, I think fans automatically you just lost all interest in that. You're just like, nah, I don't care. It's not Tim Allen, then it's not Buzz, and I think that's another reason why it failed. And then it's had a lot of mixed reviews. There has not been one like overwhelmingly positive review, and for audiences and parents, like you've given Pixar movies free to them for the past year and a half. Onward was the last Pixar movie that came out in theaters, and even then it was only in theaters for about 2 weeks. Then the pandemic happened and they put it right on Disney Plus. Right. So you've given them all this entertainment for free, and they're like, well, this isn't enough to make me go. So yeah, it's just an interesting thing, and I do hope that Pixar leans into more original films, even though I don't think they do. At the very end of this movie, I've read all about it. Apparently there's like Space Mountain. Buzz's new launching bay is Space Mountain. It's the Space Mountain facade. So Disney has big grand ideas for this franchise, and
that's kind of cool. I like that.
They kind of dropped that in there, right? So Disney, and with 3 post-credit scenes, they're planning multiple sequels for this film, and this is not the beginning they wanted for this movie.
I guess not.
Yeah, yep. So to me, that is interesting that it is struggled to catch on with audiences, because I do think Minions comes out in like 2 weeks, and I do think that's going to be big.
Yeah, that's gonna do money. Yeah, it's sad. I mean, right now, if you look on Rotten Tomatoes, the movie is certified fresh at 76%. Audience score is pretty high too, 85%. You know, it's actually fairly strong in terms of its critical reception. But audience, it's not hitting with the audiences, at least right now. Who knows? Maybe it's second week, we could see an uptick. We never know. With these, especially kids movies, you just you have to wait a little bit, see what like people say. There are no kid critics, so maybe we'll see. But it is a little bit disappointing to hear that it's coming under. What I'm trying to look for the budget for this film right now, just to see
it was a $200 million.
$200 million
budget.
Oh no, we're done. That's no.
Chris Evans costs money, bro. And
bro, dude, that's too much.
They've already unveiled a live action Buzz Lightyear person you go meet at Disneyland. Like they were. I think Disney is going full into this, and they thought it was going to be this massive success. And why wouldn't you? Because the last 3 Toy Story films have all grossed $1 billion. Yeah, so you just figure. But this isn't Toy Story.
This is what I'm saying.
Took away the things that were Toy Story. And
this is one of those moments when Disney gets trigger happy with itself. It's stroking itself a little too hard, thinking, "Oh, we can put whatever want we out, and we're gonna get $1 bajillion." Like, nope,
no,
sorry,
you have
$200 million.
Chris Evans cost some money, and it was the first ever Pixar film released in IMAX films.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm not sure about this. I did not expect 200 million. I was thinking maybe 130 to 50.
Yeah.
But 200 million.
Yeah, dude.
That's steep for an animated film, dude.
Very steep.
Boy. Yeah, that sounds like they were banking that this was gonna make $500,000, maybe more, because of Toy Story. No. I didn't think, even if this movie was good, I didn't think it would make that kind of money. That's pretty ballsy. That's pretty ballsy for Disney.
This is a Pixar movie, guys. We don't know how to say this enough. But so far, the #1 grossing kids movie this year is Sonic, and this isn't going to come close to Sonic.
I like Sonic. Sonic 2 is actually really. I liked it. I thought it was.
You said it's pretty fun. He knows what it is, and it goes into it.
Yeah, it's fun and stupid.
So Yeah, so it's an interesting story to at least mention, and we don't know what it means for the future of Pixar. I mean, I think it's bad news overall. I don't know if they say, "Hey, we're going to put this on Disney Plus now instead," or what they do, because this just didn't connect the way they wanted it to. So,
Yeah. And I want to bring up a point too about Toy Story 4, right? And this is something you brought up last time when we talked about your fascination with Buzz Lightyear that I didn't know. That you were disappointed that Buzz took a bit of a back seat in Toy Story 4, and I agreed with you.
Yes.
You were right, and he kind of turned into this bumbling idiot.
Mhm.
So if you think about it that way, when you think about the jumping point for Lightyear being Toy Story 4, you didn't even put like Buzz didn't even really make a much of a what's the word? Much of a
Dent.
appearance for you.
Yeah.
Like, for anybody. You don't remember Buzz from Toy Story 4. You remember a lot of the other characters, the new ones in particular, and Woody still, right? I would argue in that case, yeah, it's like, why did they think that Lightyear was going to sort? Like, I think they just misinterpreted the footing that they were on with this character.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, it just I think you think you're gonna have this amazing thing, and you are caught so off guard because people just don't care about it anymore. Like everybody saw Turning Red on Disney Plus, and everybody was talking about Four Town and how amazing that song was. There's nothing about this. There's nothing on social media that's like trending for Lightyear or anything like that. So yeah, it seems like it's a really bad miscalculation, but from the Disney business standpoint, it'll be interesting to see going forward because again, they've introduced this character into Disneyland as a meet and greet. They show Space Mountain, and I think I read that the rumor is they're going to retheme Space Mountain to this movie.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah, the Disneyland will get a retheme to Lightyear. That's how successful they wanted it to be, and I guess Disneyland now has a Pizza Planet attached to Space Mountain now. So now it just makes sense. We'll make that Lightyear.
Yeah, there was that pizza place that's next to it. That's pizza, but it was not. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah,
pizza.
now it's called Pizza Planet.
Well, that makes sense. That makes sense,
right? And then as you walk into it, there's like some sort of like Buzz Lightyear shooting game that they're going to retheme to Lightyear. So it's
dude, I love that game. That game's awesome.
Yeah, I think that Disney was hoping this was going to be this next billion-dollar franchise. We're going to have 4 movies from it, and now we're like, maybe we need to rethink it.
Yeah, it's probably best that they do. But I mean, you don't bring up you bring up a good point about Lightyear though. Like you go to Tomorrowland and Disneyland, and they do have a Lightyear, a whole ride dedicated to that character. So there was once a point where he was a big deal, but maybe they just that's just not the truth anymore, unfortunately.
Yeah, maybe he's a big deal with people like me, 31-year-olds,
right,
and 31-year-olds that don't have kids. So there's no reason to go see this movie at all. When it comes on Disney Plus in a few weeks, which I'm sure it'll be here before July 4th.
I think it'll make a dent there on Disney Plus.
I think it'll have a great ratings, but will
we'll
that
see.
be enough to justify another $200 million project from it?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
So yeah,
pizza time. Pizza time. Pizza time. You're late.